Great Lakes Bay animal shelters say abandonments are up, adoptions are down. Kittens trapped in cupboards. Fistfights over dog food. Animals abandoned and abused. Elizabeth Quarm of the Humane Society of Saginaw County said these are some of the problems that her agency is dealing with. It's a nightmare, she said. Many animal shelters across the state are experiencing similar issues with high volumes of pet returns from owners who can no longer care for their animals. Blair Woodgate from the Gratiot County Animal Shelter suspects this is related to the pandemic. To stay up to date with latest top stories, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the button above this video. They got pets through COVID because they were home, and then now that they're back to work and gas prices are so expensive, they're trying to give them up because the cost is a lot, said Woodgate. As shelters are packed with animal returns and kitten season rescues, they also have to work against declining adoption rates. Craig Goulet with the Bay County Animal Shelter said adoption rates have gone down by 40% comparing 2019 to 2021. Quarm said it took 90 days for her to find a home for a full-blooded Pomeranian. A couple years ago, we would have had a dozen applications in one day, she said. Experts say abandonment is worst way to handle situation. According to a board member of the Humane Society of Saginaw County, they have taken on more than double the amount of animals they had last summer, many of whom were surrendered or abandoned by previous owners. People tell us they keep letting their animals go because they don't want them anymore, and all the shelters are full and won't take them, Quarm said. We're seeing animal abandonment, friendly animals tossed outside. The work of an animal rescuer is both physically and emotionally draining. Quarm recently took in a cat in Saginaw County that had nearly starved to death after being trapped in a cupboard for 2 weeks. The owners had also abandoned a puppy, which died before anyone was able to rescue it. They didn't even leave the toilet seat up for water, she said. Experts say that if you can no longer care for your pet, the worst thing you can do is let it go as a stray or abandon it. Pet food assistance programs designed for need. Many shelters across Michigan offer services that can help provide food, litter or other necessities to pet owners who are unable to financially care for their animals. I would certainly encourage people to reach out to their local shelter or humane society and see what is available in their area and what they need to do to go about getting some assistance, Goulet said. These programs are designed for need, not greed. The Humane Society of Saginaw County had a pet food giveaway, which Quarm described as chaos. Their supply was gone within an hour. She said some people were lying, taking in excess, and abusing a program which is meant for people who cannot financially support their animals. If you have 4 dogs that cost you 20 grand, you shouldn't be in our pet food line, Quarm said. At the giveaway, Quarm said many pet owners lined up their cars while others came on foot for heavy bags of food to carry home to their pet. One young couple walked 2 miles because their dog so desperately needed food, she said. Shelters need help. The bottom line, shelters need help. We're worried every day, Quarm said. Quarm's nonprofit does not have a physical shelter to work out of. Instead, she has 90 cats and 2 dogs living out of her own house. It takes me 6 hours a day to clean, she said. I want to quit every day. The Humane Society of Saginaw County has a goal to build and own a shelter to house the abundance of cats and dogs that wind up in its care. Quarm said ideally, they would magically come up with a donor. We could live normal lives without 80 or 90 cats in our home, Quarm said. We just haven't found that person. Goulet encourages people to consider adopting, but he also wants pet owners to remember to have a solid plan in place before adopting an animal. Life can change, jobs can change, health can change. Have a plan for that animal, he said. The Daily News reached out to Humane Society of Midland County, but no one there was available to comment for this story. In an article in March, the Daily News reported that the Humane Society of Midland County, which is operating in severely cramped quarters, owns a 10-acre parcel of land across the street from its East Ashman Street location, donated by Dow. But the Humane Society needs more donations to build a new shelter. The organization is planning to kick off a capital campaign in the near future.